Hello ReZero fans and welcome back to another upload on the Akamari channel. Now if you didn't watch last week's ReZero video, I stated at the end that the reason why this video isn't being uploaded on a Thursday but instead a Sunday is because I went out of the country, and which meant that I would have not watched the episode as it comes out like I usually do. And then I wouldn't have been able to like make the video straight after, which I usually do. But I am now back in my humble abode, and you know what? The first thing I did, I am insanely fucking jet lagged right now. My fucking suitcase is still, I haven't even unpacked. What I did was I literally instantly I ordered pizza, stuck on the episode, and goddamn. It was fucking emotional, but I was excited to fucking watch this episode. I wanted to watch this week's ReZero episode, and I wanted to watch the recent episode of Invincible, and holy shit, I was just hit with peak. After a nice holiday away, I come back to peak, and what more can a guy want? However, enough rambling like we usually do. Let's just jump straight into the contents of this episode. The episode begins with a beautiful sight which we saw quite frequently in season 1, the first meeting between Theresia and Wilhelm, and a damn gorgeous flower field. We shift to the present where Wilhelm is facing off against the reanimated Theresia as he seems to try and keep her at bay while also trying to bring somewhat sense back into her body. So obviously, as we know, Theresia has been reanimated, and she is now quote-unquote part of the witch's cult. And obviously Wilhelm, who is in love with his wife, he's, instead of like trying to kill her instantly, he wants to try and bring her back to her senses and to stop killing motherfuckers, because that is not his wife. Heinkel, who is Wilhelm and Theresia's son, shows up, causing Wilhelm to take quite the hit. Heinkel raises his sword against Theresia, but in this kind of pathetic, bewildered state, Heinkel ain't doing shit. Yeah, bro pulled up, saw his mom, and yeah, tweaked the fuck out. And, you know, bro raised his sword and just, I don't know, he just crashed out, bro. He wasn't doing anything. Like, if it weren't for fucking my boy Reinhardt showing up, he was a goner. But yes, the hero shows up, Reinhardt, stops the attack on Theresia and saves his father, Heinkel. And it is quite a nice family reunion. Reinhardt, in this current predicament, is the only one capable of taking down Theresia without getting emotional. He finally unsheathes the dragon sword, which can only be unsheathed if the sword deems the opponent worthy, which Theresia is. As Wilhelm begs Reinhardt not to kill her, in one slash, he defeats Theresia, ? That was a little bit fast. Get hit with a backstory of a much younger Theresia, which is the moment where she receives her divine protection of the Sword Saint. At this point, Theresia is now the master of the sword. At this point, Theresia's mastery of the sword is quite literally perfect, as she defeats her brother in a duel who has spent his life wanting and training to become the Master Swordsman. Theresia, receiving the divine protection, must now uphold the role and title of Master Swordsman. During the Demi-Human War, it was Theresia's first time taking the reins and leading the charge as Master Swordsman in the war. However, being Master Swordsman didn't change her personality and how she wouldn't even hurt a fly. Because of the fear of hurting another creature, her brother takes over the role of being in charge. Theresia is then met with the tragic fate of her decision. Her brothers and uncle, who was also the previous Master Swordsman, met their end in this war. So pretty much Theresia, even though she's the Master Swordsman, it doesn't change her kind nature. Obviously, her brother stated in the episode she wouldn't even hurt a fly, and now she's meant to take part in a war and kill motherfuckers. It is a drastic change from going to someone who is so kind they won't even hurt a fly or anything, to then being expected to kill and dominate in war. It is a serious life change, one that she clearly wasn't ready for at the moment. However, due to the decision of letting her brother take over, it was then left to this tragic fate of pretty much her family dying. The words "pick up your sword" haunt Theresia until she accepts her calling. We then get to see theresia falling in love at first sight with Wilhelm, as we get a short glimpse into the years they spent together and starting a family. And holy shit, this was quite emotional. Like, we obviously know that these two in the present are fighting, but to get this backstory and to see them kind of grow up and start a family, it was very emotional. I almost brought a tear to my eye to see this. Goddamn. theresia, who is now a mother, grandmother, and pushing 50, has been called to join the fight against the White Whale, and protests to her leaving as she uses her divine protection of the Death God to reopen the slash on Wilhelm's shoulder that she gave him years ago, and says if he tries to follow and stop her, the wound won't heal and will start bleeding. Wilhelm pulls out that one romantic line that he'll follow her even if he bleeds out. Beautiful. The encounter with the White Whale has left theresia and the other troops in quite a predicament. During this moment, theresia comes to the realization that the divine protection of the Sword Saint has been passed down to her grandson Reinhardt, as Pandora shows up, who we haven't seen since season 2. We now know it was Pandora who seems to be the one who killed theresia and reanimated her to fight for the witch's cult. The reanimated theresia opens her eyes to the sight of being in Wilhelm's arms. The two have one last final moment together where Wilhelm finally tells her after all these years that he loves her, and how he's sorry it took him so long to say. Yep, pretty much, growing, like, this whole, like, romance thing, he never once told her that he loved her. Even though she kept telling him that she loved him, he never once could get the words out that he loved her. Obviously he did love her, but he wasn't one for words, which he stated in this episode. He couldn't put it into words what he was feeling, but she knew damn right that through his actions that he did and truly love her. And honestly, it's so heartbreaking. From going from lovers to enemies to this one last final emotional scene where he actually finally says that he loves her. Honestly, it touched me to my fucking heart and soul. Almost made me cry on God. I hate this tragic romance shit, but I love it at the same time. It says she knew all along he loved her, and that the words didn't need to be heard. She then disappeared into a glow of light resembling flower petals. Heinkel has the biggest crash out, blaming Reinhardt for once again killing theresia and how he'll let the whole world know what kind of monster Reinhardt is. Reinhardt, however, does not give two shits. Pretty much straight, you can see through his actions that he has a severe dislike for Reinhardt, who is literally his own flesh and blood. This bro literally brought bro into the world, and yeah, like, honestly, the hatred is so forced, it's crazy. I guess to an extent, it's understandable. It's kind of a coping mechanism, in a sense, to not really accept what reality is and to push the blame onto someone else. And I guess Heinkel has decided to hate his son to the... Yeah, it's kind of wild. Asks, do you regret killing theresia to Reinhardt? And Reinhardt states he does not, and it was the right thing to do. And despite everything, theresia was indeed just a reanimated corpse. Wilhelm says that Reinhardt was right all along, and Wilhelm admits he was wrong. Reinhardt goes to help out with the other battles happening in the city as Wilhelm takes the ashes of the reanimated theresia, leaving Heinkel cursing everyone to death. This is a wild accusation. Heinkel literally said Reinhardt killed theresia, his own grandmother, just to steal the title of Master Swordsman, Sword Saint. And yeah, honestly, it's a crazy allegation, and I don't know how Reinhardt isn't crashing out back, because honestly, Reinhardt is such a pure soul. He's so kind. Yeah, bro, he's goated. He's the most goated individual in the verse, but he does not deserve this. Honestly, it really hurts my heart to see, like, I don't know, this family dynamic of Heinkel just pretty much shitting on Reinhardt. Yeah, there was pretty much drama between the whole family. Like, Wilhelm at a time, I guess, really disliked Reinhardt and pretty much blamed him for killing theresia. But this second time around, he knows that he was wrong for ever feeling that way, and Reinhardt just had to do what he had to do. You know, bro, in this, moment, Reinhardt is literally the most, what's the perfect word to, most mature person. Reinhardt, in this moment, Reinhardt is literally the most maturest person. He knows what needed to be done, and he just did it. Like, it's not the thinking of he doesn't give a shit. Of course, Reinhardt cares. However, it's just the fact is in theresia wouldn't want her reanimated body going about killing motherfuckers, and Reinhardt just had to put a stop to it. So that's exactly what happened. And yeah, honestly, go to the episode on God's damn. Like, I knew this episode was I kind of got a bit spoiled when I was out on holiday, but I knew this one was gonna be emotional, but honestly, it touched me right here. On God, that this romantic, this it hits me inside. It really does. I love romance so much in animes, TV shows, and tragic romances like this between her, Wilhelm, and theresia. And it's just this whole family like dynamic thing going on. It really is just soul touching. But yeah, guys, epic episode yet again, biased episode. Honestly, season 3. Check Twitter. Season 4. It had the producers have started working on season 4 of ReZero, aka Arc 6. So that is exciting news. So yeah, honestly, I love ReZero so much. We already know this. Go to the episode, emotional. I will stop yapping there. If you did enjoy the episode, please leave a like and tell me down in the comment section down below what you thought, and also what else you want to see on the channel. I am open to ideas all the time. And yeah, I'm probably gonna get to sleep now. But yeah, man, thanks for joining me on the yap session, and I'll see you all in the next video.